Welcome to @Cronkite News, your social sharing connection where you choose the news. Facebook likes and shares, tweets, retweets, and favorites. YouTube views and subscriptions. We're watching you, watch us. From our digital home at cronkitenews.azpbs.org to your television, web browser, or mobile device. Let's get a refresh on the top Arizona news of the week.
Opioid overdoses are at an all-time high, killing more Americans than car crashes or firearms. Following an initiative to cover this epidemic here in Arizona, now stations across America want to deliver a message of hope. Claire Caulfield has the details from Washington.
Indeed, every local radio and TV station becomes a lifeline in times of crisis. Today, America faces another crisis, a public health crisis that is ravaging communities across our country.
Today, the National Association of Broadcasters and the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids unveiled a series of public service announcements with resources for addiction and prevention. The move was inspired in part by Arizona broadcasters, who in 2015 aired the Cronkite-produced documentary Hooked. It ran commercial-free on every television station and most radio stations in the state.
In Arizona, now we can't point at the program and take responsibility for this. I'm not doing that. But in Arizona, it's interesting to note that the overdose deaths tracked downward, and they were the only state in the United States that's done that in a one-year period in the last few years.
Senator John McCain had high praise for Hooked and for the role broadcasters play in educating and engaging the public on tough issues.
If we are going to cure this scourge, this epidemic that is affecting America, and particularly many of our citizens who may not only be amongst the least well-off financially, but amongst the most well-off financially. It has affected every spectrum of American society.
There's no official word on how many Arizona broadcasters will be airing these PSAs, but Brooks said the state will continue working to educate the public about addiction.
Today, Arizona broadcasters have already graciously agreed to support another such program, with the Cronkite School being the producer of the program, to address the prescription drug and opioid issue.
In Washington, D.C., Claire Caulfield, Cronkite News.
To help Cronkite News continue to cover the opioid epidemic, our Public Insight Network Bureau wants to hear your thoughts on painkiller abuse and addiction. You can go online to cronkitenews.azpbs.org to fill out your online query and share your story.
Those cracks don't seem to be phasing Governor Doug Ducey. He spoke at an annual gathering of social conservatives in Washington, D.C. Cronkite News reporter Claire Caulfield talked with him about the latest polls.
Governor Ducey said he attended the Values Voter Summit to honor William Bennett, former Secretary of Education and the nation's first drug czar. Two issues that were on the governor's mind when he spoke Saturday.
It's so critical for those of us in positions of leadership do whatever we can to direct parental choice in education back to its rightful place. Not as a mere luxury for the few and fortunate, but as a moral responsibility and right for every parent.
The governor also spoke out against the movement to legalize recreational marijuana, an issue Arizonans will be voting on this November.
As the push for legalization of recreational marijuana gains traction, Bill Bennett is here to remind us that the dangers of addiction are still very real. Make no mistake, this is a battle for the minds and future of our children's lives.
Ducey's opinion puts him in the minority. According to a poll conducted by the Morrison Institute, Arizona Republic, and Cronkite News, 50% of registered voters support legalizing the use of marijuana for adults over the age of 21. The poll also showed support for another ballot initiative. Proposition 206 would raise the minimum wage from $8.05 per hour to $10 an hour in 2017. About 61% of respondents support the raise, but the governor had a different opinion.
I'd like to see us have a comprehensive policy as to how we're to build the economy in Arizona, and I don't think government setting the price of labor is the way to do that.
The poll's main finding was that presidential nominees Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are in a statistical dead heat in Arizona. But when I asked the governor about the poll, he didn't seem too worried, saying that there's plenty of time before the November 8th election, and he'll be supporting conservative Republicans all across the board. In Washington, D.C., Claire Caulfield, Cronkite News.
A former Somalian refugee's nearly 30-year journey to become an American citizen will hit a highlight when he casts his vote for the first time this November. Jesse Canales tells us what Democrats and Republicans are doing to recruit these new citizen voters.
Mohammed Abdullahi, a former refugee, recently became a citizen this April. He fled his birth country, the war-torn nation of Somalia, at the age of 3 with his family. They made a grueling journey seeking refuge in Kenya by foot.
Spent like almost close to 60 days on that 374 miles.
Abdullahi became sick. His father took him to the hospital and had to leave him there.
That's the last time I saw my daddy.
It took nearly 20 years for Abdullahi to finally be resettled here in the valley and 7 years to become a citizen.
I'm more excited in the foreign day more than the candidates.
Both Arizona Republicans and Democrats seek his vote and other first-time voters as well. Tim Seifert, communications director for the Arizona Republican Party, believes the GOP gives new citizens the best opportunity to achieve the American dream.
America is the land of opportunity, and the Republican Party really does boost that kind of opportunity.
The Democratic Party in Arizona says they're getting new voters due to Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump's policies on immigration.
They're actually coming to us, which is making it really easy because all we have to do is work with those people in order to reach out with their community.
Abdullahi says he does not know who he'll vote for yet, but he's looking forward to having the chance to choose. In Phoenix, Jesse Canales, Cronkite News.
The International Rescue Committee stated over 75,000 refugees have resettled in Arizona since 1975.
The A through F school letter grade accountability system is currently on hold, and the state school board is making changes to how some schools' performances will be measured. Jesse Canales tells us what changes teachers would like to see to benefit their students.
One change some teachers would like to see is a bigger focus on college readiness and less attention to standardized testing.
School letter grade accountability system places the majority of the emphasis on AZ merit scores.
It's so important for the school financially, and the teachers feel that burden.
Heritage Elementary principal Justin Dye was one of the few principals in favor of the A to F system, but believes putting the majority of the focus on standardized tests does not fully capture what teachers actually do.
They don't want one test to determine whether they were successful or not, because there's so many other ways to build students.
Although teachers and administrators say schools should be held accountable for student grades, they say it should not all come down to one test.
It's kind of sad that education has turned to more of teaching to the test instead of teaching to lifelong learners and students.
Starting next year, district and charter schools can choose from other standardized tests, but schools with a D or F grades must use the AZ merit. Vice President of the Arizona State Board of Education, Tim Carter, proposed a new conceptual design, adding new factors separate from standardized tests when grading schools.
I'm recommending that we add 15% for career readiness, which is brand new, and 15% for college.
An ad hoc committee made up of parents, state board members, and school representatives will determine how the finalized conceptual plan will be used and what other standardized tests qualify.
The vote for the A to F conceptual plan will take place on the September 26th State School Board meeting. It is open to the public, and parents are encouraged to provide feedback. In the broadcast center, Jesse Canales, Cronkite News.
One Arizona congressman is pushing for the preservation of Native American land along the Gila River. Cronkite News reporter Sarah Lichterman was at the Intertribal Council of Arizona, where leaders were giving their support.
Cultural resources, vital. Cultural and historic preservation, vital.
Democratic Congressman Raul Grijalva reintroduced a bill that aims to designate the Great Bend of the Gila as a national monument.
Not just for Native people, but for America.
the Great Bend was home to at least 13 tribes throughout the Southwest. Those 13 were represented at the meeting. Tribal representatives took turns explaining the cultural importance of the land and how it helps pass the history of their people to future generations.
There are stories there. There are stories of ways of life, stories of survival, stories of many incidents that may have happened throughout that time. And you're not going to get that in a classroom setting.
Aaron Wright, a preservation specialist with Archaeology Southwest, says making the land a national monument doesn't mean it's inaccessible.
There's a lot of misinformation about national monuments, and one of probably the biggest misinformation is the idea that this place will be closed to people.
In the past, groups like Americans for Prosperity Arizona have opposed designating lands as national monuments because they thought it restricted access to those areas. A Quechan tribe representative asserts he and his people share strong convictions over the preservation of their land.
We're never going to give up on anything, especially trying to protect our land, because once you destroy something, it's gone. And when it's gone, you can't replace it.
A matter of months, when the congressional session ends, will determine whether or not the legislation will pass. In Phoenix, Sarah Lichterman, Cronkite News.
To find out more about what restrictions will be enforced if this bill is passed, visit cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Some voters are so disappointed with the candidates and their stand on issues, they may stay home on Election Day. Voter turnout has been especially low for Latinos. Cronkite News reporter Lillian Griego visited a neighborhood in East Phoenix to ask why.
David Mejia and his wife own this business in East Phoenix. They sell all kinds of quinceañera dresses and accessories. They are immigrants from Hidalgo, Mexico, naturalized and eligible to vote.
Honestly, I never vote.
He does not believe in either political party. His wife Teresa is also upset with the choices this election year. She was a Bernie supporter.
When he came here, a lot of people showed up to support him. In other states as well. Young people were the ones that supported him the most.
Including her daughter, who she says probably won't be voting in November. But they might be motivated to change their minds if it means keeping Donald Trump out of office.
He is a heartless person without scruples.
I would like to see change that helps the Hispanic community and undocumented immigrants.
The best way to ensure that happens is to vote, says Abel Serrano.
We encourage you to vote, and those who are not eligible can offer moral support.
That's what he's doing. Serrano is not a U.S. citizen. He cannot cast a ballot in November, but he'll be working to convince others, like the Mejias, to exercise their right.
Everything is in our hands.
Between now and November, both presidential candidates will be trying to convince undecided Latino voters that they should show up on Election Day. In Phoenix, Lilian Griego, Cronkite News.
Valley fever affects Maricopa, Pima, and Pinal counties more than any other county across the U.S. Cronkite News reporter Natalie Taranjoli met with the University of Arizona doctor who is setting up new guidelines to detect the infection early.
These new guidelines are expected to cut down on the unnecessary medical and treatments that often happen because the fungal disease is often misdiagnosed as a bacterial one, like pneumonia. Carla Gargiulo relies on 3 inhalers and a breathing machine just to get through her day.
It's like this kind of vicious cycle that I'm kind of stuck in right now.
She was diagnosed when a CAT scan showed a 2.5 centimeter nodule on her right lung. Doctors didn't initially recognize the symptoms as valley fever.
I had a chronic cough. I was extremely tired, more tired than normal. My joints, I just didn't feel good.
Coccidioidomycosis, more commonly known as valley fever, is an infection that occurs when spores found in soil are inhaled. Dr. John Galgiani from the University of Arizona published new guidelines for treating this potentially debilitating disease.
These guidelines in many respects reinforced what we said before. They specifically ask questions. It's, if you have a patient with a certain set of symptoms, do you start an antifungal drug or not? And then there's a basis for why that answer is our recommendation.
Gargiulo says she never thought of the possibility of having valley fever, even after multiple hospital and urgent care visits, until she was finally diagnosed with an infection she will have for the rest of her life.
Can't sleep upstairs. I have to sleep down on the couch because I am so short of breath I can't even walk upstairs.
Dr. Galgiani said the best thing people can do is be aware of the symptoms of valley fever.
There really is nothing you can do at the moment other than know about it, which actually is extremely valuable.
So if you're experiencing cold or flu-like symptoms, along with joint pain and possibly a rash, you should ask your doctor to test for valley fever. Dr. Galgiani hopes to see a vaccine made available sometime in the near future. He thinks one for dogs, who are 3 times more likely than humans to become infected, could be available as soon as 5 years from now. Live in Phoenix, Natalie Tarangoli, Cronkite News.
Genetically modified organisms have been at the heart of controversy ever since the mid-90s. Cronkite News reporter David Caltabiano checked out the ground roots to GMOs, as well as the alternatives. David?
Yeah, not only are GMOs in the national spotlight with the most recent GMO labeling bill being signed in early August by President Obama, but here in Arizona, GMOs are being used to their maximum potential to yield the biggest results, which may have some consumers thinking of an alternative.
Breeding block right here of cotton.
The University of Arizona's Maricopa Agricultural Center is working with agri-chemical company Monsanto to create genetically modified cotton.
Again, we have BT cotton in here, so there's no caterpillar pests causing problems.
Dr. Peter Ellsworth specializes in integrated pest management and works directly with GMOs.
The very first outdoor planting of a GM cotton plant or crop was planted right here in this demonstration farm, probably no more than a quarter mile from where we're sitting here today.
Ellsworth says the crop was engineered with Bacillus thuringiensis, or BT, a bacteria that fends off predators.
People know them as woolly worms, and they came in and they were devouring the entire cotton crop. But the minute they got to the BT plants in the center of the field, they could no longer damage the crop.
Ellsworth says BT can eliminate the need for pesticides, which has saved farmers millions. The bacteria has also been implemented in other foods.
Some of the same BT genes have been put into corn crops, both corn crops that are used to feed livestock and animals, and as well as in sweet corn.
Although genetically modified crops can eliminate the use of pesticides, 57% of Americans still feel unsafe eating foods with GMOs, according to the Pew Research's study from 2014.
I would think that it's probably more than 50%, 57%.
Drew, along with GMO-free AZ, has made it their goal to educate Arizona on the dangers of GMOs.
So I don't want people to go vote about this. I want people to vote with their dollars. I want them to go to the grocery store and buy appropriate, responsibly produced foods.
You know what this is for me? Pardon? Pesto.
In the midst of uncertainty, there is one man who isn't concerned with food production. That's because Greg Peterson grows his own food on his urban farm.
People really want to know what's in their food.
Peterson believes that's one of the reasons why urban farming is growing.
And if they're raising it themselves, they know that there's no GMOs in it. They know that there's no chemicals or few chemicals, and they know that it's nutrient dense. They know it's good, healthy food.
Peterson also teaches online courses on his website so others can grow food too.
Actually, for the last 27 years, I've been growing food on the property. For the last 20 years, I've been showing people that they can do it themselves.
The urban farm,
What are you seeing?
completed with chickens, has everything a regular farm would have, along with the added benefit of knowing what's in your food. In Phoenix, David Caltabiano, Cronkite News.
Mary Ann Drew supports the alternative of urban farming, whereas Dr. Ellsworth supports urban farming but doesn't believe people should be turning down genetically modified food for urban farming. Live in downtown Phoenix, David Caltabiano, Cronkite News.
Wakeboarding, jet skiing, and fishing, not the usual activities for those dealing with neurological and physical injuries.
But with the help of those of the Barrow Neurological Institute, some special kids took to Bartlett Lake.
Cronkite News reporter Allison Hoskins caught up with them.
It was the perfect weekend to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Barrow's Day on the Lake. Lots of sun, not too hot, and Bartlett Lake was nice and cool.
12-year-old Aiden Ringo looks like any normal kid when he's being pulled behind a boat. But on dry land, he's in a wheelchair due to cerebral palsy and epilepsy. Barrow Neurological Institute's Day on the Lake gave him and the others out there freedom.
It's
amazing what they do for kids that can't go out on the lake that much, but still get a day where they can forget where they need to be or what doctor's appointments or whatever crazy stuff that's been happening.
Attendees are able to participate in water-adapted sports like kayaking, tubing, and just hanging out on board a boat. Aiden even has his own signature move while he wakeboards. They call it the Aiden.
I was the first kid to be so relaxed that I literally just put my hands behind my head.
Joe Crawford, the program coordinator at Barrow, said this is a chance for kids to get out and do things they normally couldn't do with their families.
These guys spend a lot of time in the hospital, in the emergency room, therapy, the doctor's office. So this is the time for the families to be together and really have fun together again, and it's wonderful.
And the volunteers out at the lake know firsthand how important it is for these kids to get their feet wet. Brenna Bean started attending Lake Day after a car crash left her paralyzed, but the spinal cord injury doesn't define her. It inspired her.
I'm a recreation therapist. That's the reason why I went into it. Having a disability on my own, I know how important it is for people to know that they can still do things and explore things that maybe they wouldn't have done.
And the smiles on the faces of children and families makes all of the planning worth it.
It just means happiness, fun, and the best day that you could have.
For information on the next Day on the Lake event and how to sign up or volunteer, visit our website, cronkitenews.azpbs.org. In the Broadcast Center, Allison Hoskins, Cronkite News.
Now, here's an @Cronkite News Pick of the Week, a favorite from the Cronkite News staff.
This time of year, hummingbirds journey thousands of miles to Mexico. Many of them pass through Arizona on their trip to their winter home. Cronkite News reporter Katie Beery went to the San Pedro Valley, where experts give the public an opportunity to get up close and personal with these small birds.
Researchers with the Southeastern Arizona Bird Observatory invite anyone to make the trip to see and touch the birds up close. This way they can learn more about the endangered species as well as track their migration.
Hummingbirds are amazing little birds.
They're smaller than the palm of your hand.
They really have a charisma much larger than their tiny size.
And quick, faster than a jackal. This time of year, the Southeastern Arizona Bird Observatory studies these hummingbirds and their migration patterns.
They drew us in and we got fascinated with them, and now we've been banding them here on the San Pedro for 21 years.
We will trap some birds.
Volunteers humanely capture these small creatures.
I push this lever all the way up and the net will fall.
And they meticulously place a band around the leg of the hummingbird to track it. People come from all over Arizona for the chance to hold a live hummingbird in their hand.
Cool.
Emily Tucker and her family drove from Chandler to celebrate her 8th birthday.
It is a tremendous privilege to have an opportunity to be so up close and intimate with these tiny little creatures.
Sherry Williamson, a nationally recognized hummingbird expert, hopes that these visitors feel a connection and a commitment to conservation. They're brightly colored, they have eyelashes, they become very comfortable in people's hands. And there he goes.
Hummingbirds, being migratory birds, are among the hundreds of species that connect different parts of our world with one another.
The Southeastern Arizona Bird Observatory will have more banding sessions on Fridays and Saturdays into the early fall. In downtown Phoenix, Katie Beery, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News tracks your likes, tweets, and shares from all our social sites to bring you this news special @Cronkite News, our weekly refresh. Join the conversation so you choose the news. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, and log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org for top Arizona stories anytime.